Hey there, welcome to the Everyday Farmhouse. Today I'm going to show you how to make these cool little crates out of scrap flooring and just lumber that you probably have laying around. If you do any do-it-yourself projects, most likely you have a pretty good scrap pile. One of the things that I see on Craigslist too is like a random package of laminate or hardwood flooring, not enough to actually do a flooring project. And most likely you're not going to find enough to match, but this is a way to use up flooring that you might have, like a half-finished package or maybe even just a few pieces laying around that you can, it's a little bit labor intensive to make these. You need to rip the tongue and the groove off the boards and that sort of thing. But I think it's so worth it just to use up materials that you have on hand and come up with something new and a good little finished project that you can use for produce from your garden. You can use it in decor. I don't know, there's all kinds of, get on Pinterest, you can find all kinds of ways to use these crates. So I've got detailed instructions on the blog with the cut lists and everything like that, all the materials and tools that you'll need. And also, of course, there's a video just showing all the steps that went into doing it. So I hope you enjoy it and I hope you're challenged to use up your scrap pile and make something new.
Okay, so let's get started here. My husband's marking the place where he wants the biscuits to go, and then he'll use his biscuit joiner to cut those holes to put the little biscuits in. Here you can see what those little slots look like, and it's going to fill those with glue. And along the edge too to hold the boards together. If you had just the right size boards, you wouldn't have to do this step. But ours, we either had boards that were, we just had two that were too small. And so we're just joining those two together and then we'll cut the length down to size. So once you get those together, you want to clamp it and let that dry overnight and wipe your excess glue off the sides just to keep it neat and easier to stain as well. Here the boards are dried and he's going to now cut those to the proper width so that they fit the dimensions of our crate. Here we're making the handle for the crate. He started with a 5/8 inch drill bit and made a hole so that he could fit the jigsaw in. And now he's just cutting around the shape that he just drew. I think it's about 5 inches by about 1.5 inches. And you just cut that shape out. And then afterward, it'll be kind of rough. So you can take a router and go around that shape and really smooth it out and make it a lot easier to handle. And then of course you can sand it after that. Okay, so these are the products I used. The pickling wax is this gray one that I got at Hobby Lobby, and it just kind of gives it a weathered gray look. And then I used an antiquing wax that I think I got from Walmart. These are just two things I had on hand. I was trying to match to the flooring, and it does not matter if it doesn't match perfectly. You can't tell. I mean, you can, if you hold it right up to it, you can tell, but when they're nailed to the side, you can't tell that they aren't a perfect match, and this was good enough for me. And I had it on hand, so again, it was free. And I just kind of layered it and messed around with it until I liked the way it looked. So here my husband's ripping the boards to the size that we want for the crates. Prior to this, he did the same method, but ripped the tongue and the groove off the sides of that plank. And that just made it so that they could all be the same size. Here I'm just cutting the planks to the width that I want for the crates. And we set the saw up so that I could do a whole bunch of these without having to measure each one. Here I'm using a crown stapler to staple the bottom ones on. These are the ones that I left the foam on. And also I usually did 5 on this. It looks like I only did 4 for the bottom, but 5 makes it sturdier. And it does help to have a nice sturdy surface to do this on.
To the bottom part of the board, so you don't staple my finger by it. Or your finger.
So here the crate is all finished, minus a board on the bottom, and I missed a couple staples there too that I had to go back and put in, but you get the gist of it. It's done, and now you can use it for decor in your home or to carry produce or however you want to use these fun little crates. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for stopping by the farmhouse.